and you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind, the sports podcast for women about things that matter to us and more. So come join us on your podcast platform. What's up, everybody? It's the 14th episode, and I'm here with Mandy Bujold. Sounds Creole, doesn't it? Mandy is a Canadian Olympic boxer who competed at the 2016 and the 2020 Summer Games. She has won 11 Canadian championships, 3 continental championships, and back-to-back gold medals at Pan American Games in 2011 and 2015. She also won a bronze medal at the first Commonwealth Games that included women boxing. Mandy, welcome to a WNBA State of Mind where we mainly discuss basketball, but we love other sports. Today we have an all-star cast of ballers, which makes for a great show. Mandy, what's up? See, I thought I had a hand game, but you just straight knocked my ass out.
Wouldn't do that though.
Please introduce yourself, elaborate on who you are, and give us your bestest boxing memory.
All right. Well, I mean, you listed quite a bit of the accomplishments there. I guess some of the things that I'm pretty proud of outside of that, being a 2-time Olympian, my last Olympic Games, taking the IOC to court, because they wouldn't let me box after having my daughter, or essentially like took my ranking away. So being able to win a fight that was bigger than anything I've ever won in the ring, and to try to change the face of women's boxing and women's sport in general. So super proud of that. So obviously I'm a mom. I would say my best sport memory, 2015 Pan American Games in the final. I fought my rival from the US, girl who had beat me the 3 times leading up to that. She was a current world champion. She was on a 27 fight win streak. It was just a really great build up, and then come out on top. It was just a really, really big highlight in my career, and something that, drove me and continued to motivate me to push for the Olympics in 2016 and beyond.
Wow. So am I gonna sit here and have to wonder who you knocked out? Like, who's the chick? You said she was a rival from, I want to know who it was.
Oh, well, her name was Marlon Esparza.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
Give us half the story. Like, yeah. And by the way, I knocked out homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, you guys, you got to check her out. She got some hand game on her. I was like, whoa, okay. Ooh. I felt like a couple of the punches come through the camera. What age did you get started?
So I actually started a little bit late. I was about 16 when I started boxing. When I was younger, I was never really involved in sport. And I think like a lot of young girls, you have a sport experience, don't enjoy it, so you walk away from sport. And that's what happened to me. My parents would put me in things like baton twirling or, artistic gymnastics, and I wasn't good at it and I wasn't very flexible. So I thought, you know what, there are some people out there, they're athletic. I'm just not one of them. So really early on in life, I just wrote off sports in general. And then it wasn't until I found boxing. And the reason I was drawn to boxing was because just the skill, like learning something new, learning how to defend yourself, if you ever needed to. My brother was doing a little bit, so it looked fun. So I guess that's what drew me to it initially. And then once I got in the gym, I was hooked, and it, obviously it changed my life forever.
Yeah, actually, I mean, that's a great story because, it always starts with an older brother or, an uncle or, a cousin or somebody who inspires you in that way to do stuff. And, that's a fantastic story. I love hearing stories like that where, my older brother used to always just beat me up. And I remember we all have one of those stories, you know? So, I mean, that's just fantastic. You know, kudos, you know, to your brother for, you know, being there for you like that. And like, walk us through a workout, you know, because I used to do, when I was playing in San Antonio with the Silver Stars in the WNBA, I used to do a boxing workout, you know, and like kind of like spar up underneath the, you know, go up underneath the ropes and, you know, be punching and stuff like that. And I mean, wow, talk about a workout. So you guys are constantly punching round after round after round after round. How can you even mimic that?
Yeah, it's something that's it's definitely like a full body workout. And I think a lot of like other sports and other training, you're mostly using your legs, right? Like you're running or you're jumping or you're doing things with your legs. Whereas boxing, it's a lot of like upper body strength. But you also need your core strength to be able to like deliver punches properly. So it's a mix of a lot of different things, and that's why, you know, boxers are often like just so fit, because they have to be able to run for endurance. They have to be able to lift weights and be strong so that they can throw strong punches. Like you need agility, you need to be quick. Like there's so many things you have to kind of bring in into training. But a regular, you know, boxing workout could be, you know, a general warm up. We do a lot of shadow boxing. So shadow boxing would be just to really just work on your technique, always having a mirror in front of you. If you ever walk into a boxing gym, there's mirrors everywhere. So that's just kind of like you're coaching yourself. You know what those small little things are, like elbows in, hands up, things like that you always have to think about. So shadow boxing, we do a lot of bag work, sparring, some technical drills, you know, mimicking the same way you would kind of go over plays. We go over, you know, different drills back and forth. Someone throws a jab, you catch it, you come back, like building that muscle memory so that when it happens, you don't have to think about it. It just kind of flows, right? So that's really what boxing is. It's just repetition, just like every other sport. And then you have to just trust your reaction, trust your preparation when you get in there, and just let it flow.
Absolutely. So how can like young girls aspiring to box, like are there certain organizations that they could tap into, or you know, or some type of generic workout that they can start?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff online now, especially with all the like the COVID restrictions and people, you know, having to, you know, work from home and do all that. So there's definitely lots of gyms that are just doing online classes if you want to do it online. But nothing's going to beat going to a boxing gym. I know some people might find that maybe intimidating at the beginning just because you're just not sure of that atmosphere. I know for me, I, you know, asked one of my friends to come to the gym with me the first time because I was just not sure what I was walking into. You know, you can kind of, you picture like the Rocky movies, what you see on all these old school, which most gyms look like that. But when you walk in, like the people are so inviting, you know, it's a really, really great atmosphere. But USA Boxing, if you go on USA Boxing, I'm sure they have some cool resources to be able to help find gyms in different cities, depending on where you're located. I think you mentioned PAL. They do a lot of stuff too with that association through boxing. So there's lots of hidden gems. You just got to do a little bit of research and try to find them in your neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great tip. Tell the kids, do your research. You know, that's a smart thing. Yeah, definitely, because kids want to get involved with a lot of different things, but they don't do the research. You know, and so if you do the research, that's half the battle. And so, you know, that's definitely a good tip, good nugget for people. And you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. I got my girl Mandy Bujold on the show with me, you know, talking about sparring, boxing, getting ready to get in our conversation about millionsdotco. You know, it's always great to collaborate with other sports entities. And we met through Millions, which is a platform for athletes, you know, to maximize branding themselves off the field, off the court, outside the arena, outside the rink. And so, can you elaborate on Millions for me a little bit?
Yeah, so Millions is a platform for athletes to, build their brand or expand their brand and connect with fans. So I think the big thing is that we realize that, people are connecting with, or athletes are connecting with fans differently now, right? You don't really see like autograph signings or, things like that you used to see a long time ago, right? Like people want to connect online. They want to do it virtually. They want to be able to just like send a DM or send a message to their favorite athlete and get some sort of response. So Millions does that. So we do that with a few different things. Like we have some really cool watch parties. So, we got the Super Bowl coming up. So you can watch the Super Bowl with some of your favorite NFL legends. Like, how cool is that? You're sitting in your living room, basically having a chat like this with someone that you've always admired, giving you a play-by-play on what's happening. You can ask questions and have a really cool interaction with them. So that's one part of it. AMAs would be, answering questions from fans that, with a video. Again, just another way to connect. And then the last one on the branding side would be like merchandise. So athletes who have a logo, we kind of help them get essentially a global e-commerce store up and running. And athletes who don't have a logo, we can help create new designs, get them started so that they can start building their brand. And I think it really helps, especially with, athletes that want to position themselves for other types of sponsorships. Like it's a great way for them to just start on something. It shows brands that, hey, you take this seriously. You really care about the image that you're putting out there and what you're putting out there. And I think it's going to help other athletes attract, some big sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just started with you guys, and to be up there on the platform and, to go into that design lab and be able to help, create my logo alongside you guys, and to give up my ideas and, you check some boxes, but it's only for your benefit because you're creating your own design. I mean, I think it's absolutely fantastic, and the merchandise that you guys put out there, the watch parties. I'm super excited about getting ready to start doing some of those. Especially when the WNBA season comes back, and also, for the Final Four as well. Just to get, to move into that space. And so there's so many opportunities to just brand yourself. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm glad I ran into you guys. Discuss how and where a person can get started, with me. It's like, how can, like, I'm coming to you, I'm like, oh my God, I'm interested. Like, walk me through that.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple. Millions.co is the platform. So that's the website. If you go there, top right corner, you can just sign up. So if you're an athlete, you have to kind of be in the category of, being an elite athlete. So, NCAA, Olympic, pro, semi-pro, as long as they're an elite athlete, they can register. Once they register, they get verified in our system. We just kind of verify who they are, what they played for, or who they play with at this point. And then one of our athlete concierge team members will reach out and then make sure they kind of get everything that they need in their profile. So it really doesn't take a lot of time. It's probably, 5-10 minutes to like get started. Same like as if you were starting a new Instagram page or something like that. So just some very basic information. And then from there, we can really like help them get started. And then once obviously they go live on the platform, we're really building out. We've actually just hired about 4 or 5 more people, so that we can really like work with the athletes individually to say, okay, what can we do? How can we what do you have coming up in your career that we can maybe get one of our writers to write stories about? Can we do like a little video reel for you? Like, how can we help promote? Can we make some ads for you? Can we do things like that? So we're really trying to expand how we can help the athletes build their brand and kind of push that out there to drive more traffic.
And you heard that from an Olympic gold medalist, Mandy Bujold, over here talking about Millions and how it's just a platform for athletes that will allow you to brand yourself. And I have to agree with you 100%. It doesn't take a long time. You guys got back to me within less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're usually really quick when we once we can verify everything, and that's super simple, we can get a profile up and running fairly quickly. So, even with the merch building, and that depends. If they have a logo already, we can get that up essentially right away. If we need to build something, we send it to our designers. We want to make it perfect. So there might be a little bit of back and forth. If it's not exactly what the athlete wants right away, we will fix it. We'll do, send lots of different options, make sure it really matches the athlete and what they want to put out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And to wind it down, to close us out, where can people get in touch with you on social media? Not millions.co. How can people follow you? Because you're getting ready. Are you gonna box in the next Olympics?
No, I think this is the end of my athletic career. So I'm kind of going into my retirement now. Yeah, I'm joining you.
Yeah, but you can teach. Side. You can teach. Yeah. You can teach, and that's what's on the other side. The other side is, having some young girls learn from you.
Yeah. So everything for me on social, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's just my name. So Mandy with a Y, Bujold, Bujold.
Nice. And there you go. We're going to take it out with that one. Okay. Olympic gold medalist on here today, talking about millions. To all my people out there, Sammy Sosa, you know that I love you. WNBA State of Mind in the house. Come back soon. And you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind, the sports podcast for women about things that matter to us and more. So come join us on your podcast platform.